You know, the thing about this subject is that you all can relate. Well, wait, is there anybody here that can't relate? Is there anybody here that's never experienced loneliness? Nobody's raised a hand. Have you ever, some of you maybe perhaps have seen the message that Charles Leiter did on the loneliness of Christ? Have any of you ever seen that message? What do you think he meant by that? If you've listened to it, where did Charles go with that message? What did he mean by the loneliness of Christ? Maybe right in line with what Ken just said. No companionship. How did Christ not have companionship? I mean, in what way was he void? How was Christ lonely? There's nobody who could be sympathetic with him because nobody else was like him. Nobody else was headed down a road. You remember when he's trying to tell his disciples about the fact that he was going to Jerusalem and there he was going to suffer for sin. What were they doing? They were arguing about who was going to be the greatest. When he's in the garden sweating great drops of blood, what are they doing? Yeah, they're barely able to stay awake. The idea was that he had nobody sympathetic. He was alone with regards to anybody else who could identify with his situation. But let me ask this. What is it that truly ministers to loneliness? Because you can be in a crowd and be lonely. You can be married and have kids and be lonely. So what is it that really ministers to loneliness? I mean, what ministers to it?
don't care whether I have anything but Christ. That's not what you hear today. In fact, if that's your message, it's very likely the crowd will thin out fast. So when you're looking for people who might be deceived, look for the people who are seeking only the byproducts that are going to be what they want, not Christ. And as John Piper says, the gospel does not offer to the sinner what the sinner wants naturally. What does the natural sinner want? Good feelings? Blessings? Healing? Happiness? Riches? Money? Success? A bunch of angels working for him? All unregenerate people want that naturally. That's not the product of the work of the Spirit in an unregenerate heart. The gospel does not promise the sinner what the sinner already wants. It promises what the sinner does not want, and that is righteousness, holiness, forgiveness, heaven, and dominating all of that, Christ. And what is the attitude of the world toward Christ? They hate him.
what confidence we should have as we proclaim the gospel, and how we do not need to manipulate anyone, but to preach and to urge and to plead and to trust God to bring it home to the human heart. We can bring the gospel to the ear and we can go no further. But the Holy Spirit is there like a relay race, ready to take the baton to the gospel and run to the finish line in the heart of the elect and bring it on home to their hearts, and they receive Christ.